overshadow, and the bans almost feels sort of the same. We get Yunara and the Azir taken away. We have Nico and Pantheon. Have to imagine this is going to either be that Mbessa like we have seen, or we're going to kind of swap it up. Maybe we even see that Varus make it through the draft again.
Oh, would love to see what they end up wanting to prioritize as the final ban in the first phase for JDG. Again, they already won on red side. It's going to be a good mark here in the series itself. That's not a typical one, as well as they do end up banning the Talia away from Knight.
Is this really just going to be a Trundle blind? I'm not a huge fan of this. I think there are so many options, but you look at what Xiaoxu tends to play, 80 bruisers, a lot of the 80 tanks, then you're going to have that Trundle who's going to get value. And what else are you going to be able to play? There's no Vi to get around him. There's no Pantheon. So this is going to need to be a situation where I think Shun actually needs to kind of dip in his bag. This could be a setup for his Kindred, honestly.
Could be a throwback for sure. I do expect them to go with a very there you go. I do expect them to go with a very much more kind of weak setup for their composition, not as healthy, not as tanky as well for that subjugation counter. This Aurora is big because it is also very flexible.
Yeah, but there's no Rumble. I can't imagine that Xiaoxu's going to take it in top side unless it's a very, very unique counter matchup that we're seeing. Imagine this is going to go over to Scout, gives him strong laning, especially, and teamfight impact, always something we have to talk about. But JDG immediately moving into what kind of seems to me as like a blitz comp. We're going to have Aurora come in with a massive amount of damage up front. Sivir's going to help try to augment that and eventually just be the champion that hoovers up all of the waves and fix all of the wave state issues for JDG.
Ooh. The answer to AD has to come in this first phase. I don't think you want to get that whittled down anymore. It will be the misfortune into the Sivir. So you're going for that laning strength. You're going for that big team comp wombo combo. But you're also giving that scaling hyper carry setup over to the other side in terms of that Sivir in that advantage for Peyz.
No Nautilus, no Rakan immediately picked up for On. So back end of draft, I think that the bans are going to be focused really on the support. And this Rise, to me, just means that BLG, again, want to play a little bit of a later game. Look at how tanky their first three are going to be. And the team fight is really well set up. The Trundle Pillar makes it incredibly easy to get the bullet time down. You now have so many champions that are going to be able to hopefully survive an upfront burst.
The Unbreakable makes the bullet time that much harder to get.
On two items now. I think that BLG are incredibly strong, but they need to reach that point on even footing.
And that was a struggle for last game. We said both teams had very strong scaling aspects to them, but unfortunately the game was already all she wrote at 27 minutes in and a 10K deficit for BLG. Going to crack at it yet again, though, and see if they can at least strike gold this time. In the second phase of bans, though, we are going to be seeing a little bit of that support focus from JDG and the Rakan, just like last game. And we'll see if we get some differentiation, maybe the jungle matchups here for BLG.
I think that this fourth ban has to be Rel. It doesn't matter if they pick the Nautilus, or yeah, the Nautilus is a great matchup for the Braum, and especially in this 2v2, Sivir can really duel early on. I think it's a little worrisome here, Lennon. JDG have had very suspect drafts going into this year, but going into BLG, I really like what they've already shown. The Sivir's going to really push Misfortune under her turret. There's really nothing they can do. You're almost guaranteed the ability to not have a 2v2 that's going to win, so the strength has to come from somewhere else. It has to be either the solo laners or Beichuan coming back in and really lighting a fire under this team.
The Trundle carry, baby, as it was full supportal focus from JDG yet again, as the Rel did end up getting banned away. More importantly, the Nautilus is left open this time. They did ban that away last game, but it was the jungle focus that I was talking about for BLG as they take away the Xin Zhao already, and the Nefiri just in case against Sun.
Oh my, like just drop a Kindred, bro. Or if you want a little bit more time, blind top lane. We are blinding top lane right now here for Xiaoxu. This has to be either a Cassante, could be a Renekton if you really want to. It sucks into the Trundle, but someone has to do the job. Shun, I'm begging you.
Look at that smile.
Please, you don't want to pick jungle here. I know top lane counter pick. All right.
Shun
Let's see
fans eating good tonight. A cold classic for this guy, something he made his name on and having that carry potential. I know coming into the day, we talked about it behind the scenes. Like, both these guys love to facilitate for their teams, but they love to turn the gas on too. I know that's a little bit of a different conversation with Beichuan, but it's not a different conversation with Shun, and he's taking the carry potential now. On the other side, the Nautilus does end up coming through, so the front line coming together very strongly for BLG.
Okay, JDG are incredibly weak when we talk about what their HP pools are going to be. There's no real tank. What is this top lane matchup going to be? Because if it is something that allows for Xiaoxu to stay in the front line, even if it is still this Scion, the amount of HP this champion is going to have and the ability to help out this Kindred Sivir don't have a ton of range. The ability to actually access and start fights very, very low here for JDG. So are they going to be able to get through the HP bars of BLG? And can BLG actually properly run an early game here where I think some of the matchups aren't exactly favorable early?
I do really like the Renekton, but the Jax comes through for Xiaoxu. So he is going to also bring out a little bit of a setup here where he has some strength in his own right. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a competitive comfort for him, at least this split itself, but it's something that can have so much side laning pressure.
I was just taking a look. Shun has not played Kindred against BLG so far this year. Yep. I wanted to make sure of that one, but hasn't been able to play it.
It was a cold classic, baby. It's something he made his name on.
Yeah, he is 3-2 this year on the pick overall. I think he is, if I remember correctly, okay, looking at it, 39-17. So obviously a counter or a matchup that we've seen plenty of times for Shun if you're a long-time enjoyer. But I see this now. Jax, great for the solo lane. I think does well into this team composition. Low mobility here from BLG. Lennon, I hate to say it, I think JDG are looking good here for this game number 2. Just some slight question marks as if they can actually slow down the game, get the game on their side, and, I mean, stop BLG from running them.
BLG do look stout as hell, though. They get to a point where they have 2-3 items. I feel like those fights are going to be so hard to manage just because they have so many beefy bodies, and they have one goal in mind, and that's just trying to set up for that bullet time. So it's very obvious what BLG are doing, and I love that kind of low bar of execution that I was talking about in game number 1, because after that game number 1, you need something here. You cannot let that momentum continue to slide in JDG's favor.
Oh, boy. Oh boy, I'm so excited, man. This series just got 10 times more interesting in my mind. Beichuan subs in game 2. JG fine first. This is a crazy expectation. We look at our predictions. Everybody thought this was going to be a BLG-sided affair. We have one person on the team, Trina, our newest moderator, thinking that this was going to at least go to JDG. Incredible already.
And it was a 3-2 at that. We'll see if we can go the distance here. We'll see what game 2 has in store for us as we hit the rift once again. It is a beautiful day for tournament in terms of the race for the Silver Dragon Cup here in the LPL as we get into game 2 of BLG versus JDG.
I can't even flame the JDG arena for everybody at home.
Oh, a little late. They forgot.
See, this just continues to prove to me anyway that Leaf is just the best player in the league. Because he's home to NIP, we are in the Shenzhen arena, and the NIP crowd mics actually work. So, easy math.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. So let's talk. Brass tacks here, Alk. Let's level with the crowd, level with ourselves. Does Beichuan make the difference? The last time we saw this guy, he was finding consistency with this roster. He was consistently facilitating for a lot of the pieces that were around him. Sometimes we saw some carry performances there, but it's been a while since we've seen him.
Yeah, Beichuan immediately left after MSI due to an injury he sustained, so he's going to be out for at least a portion of the split. There were rumors he was coming back, and I mean, Beichuan, he's a jobber, if we're being honest, right? Like, he's here to get fights started. He's here to maybe be a frontline for this team. Very rarely do we see him in carry form, but I think that was kind of the job you need to do when you have Bin and Knight as your solo laners. You just gotta get stuff done. You gotta be a jobber.
Yeah, and what's crazy is you see the difference that a top tier team versus maybe a bottom tier team has when he was the standout player on Thunder Talk Gaming. That's why he got picked up by BLG. They needed somebody to save them. They needed some consistency in the jungle, and he was just showing out. It felt like in every series for TT. Now we will see Duo, who stayed a little bit too long on the bot side. But we'll see what kind of impact Beichuan has in this one, as we do see opposite side jungle pass for both sides and a little bit of chaos in the lanes.
Because you're against an MF, I wonder if there's going to be an immediate swap. We're seeing Peyz go towards the top side. Jax can teleport into this MF. Need to be very careful. You can see the pings come out on the mini-map. MF is great for being able to roam around the map thanks to her strut and the amount of movement speed that she has. And we're getting that immediately now. Xiaoxu's going to teleport. Once Bin finishes his recall, he'll be down there as well. And Shun now gets to have access to topside jungle here. There's no camps for him to steal. And he also he didn't get his first mark. That's really tough, honestly.
Unfortunate. It's RNG. Did not fall his way, as Beichuan will steal that one away. And it will just be the trade of the Scuttle Crabs. But I guess when we're looking long-term for these picks, I do got to say, I need some proactivity from the Kindred. I'm all good for a Kindred carry, but when you're behind, Kindred can feel so Omega bad. I don't feel like there's a position that Trundle really ever feels that way, because he always has the pillar, that utility. Yeah,
also Kindred is going to have access to Kraken Slayer, which I think is one of the most broken AD carry items you can have in the game right now.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to see what Shun can do. You have a Braum to help. The Jax is also going to be there. And you have a lot of damage, I think. What it's going to come down to in my mind for JDG is not only is Kindred and Sivir going to eventually deal damage, but are we going to actually see coordination? Because that has, I think, been a big killer for JDG.
Oh, Bin trying to flash away, does go into the alcove here, and unfortunately he's on the wrong side here. He has no TP. He just came to lane. Soon gonna say hello to his old top laner. Xiaoxu not gonna give over the kill, and it's gonna be a smack of the lantern for Xiaoxu to get first blood over Bin.
Beichuan is just straight up full clearing. There's nothing for him to do on this timer. Xiaoxu gets an entire wave, and it's the cannon wave there, so Bin is going to be missing out on a lot here. JDG finding first blood in this game, incredibly important.
Actually, incredible. I mean, we saw what this guy did with a little bit of advantage on the Rumble in the side lane. Now he's going to be on the Jax here. So we see that Cole going to come in as a little bit of a later setup for BLG's top laner and Bin. Obviously, he had already gotten that one, but just knowing that things maybe not going to go so well until later, as we do see the 2v2s kicking off here in the top side. Peyz a little bit of worse for wear versus Elk, but the dragon is spawned on the other side of the map. Do we see Prio on that at all, as we see Beichuan going for some Prio onto Shun's Raptors?
I don't think this is legal. I mean, Nautilus gets to move first, but Aurora is closer to this side of the map and has level 6. Beichuan, this is incredibly risky business, but I mean,
sure. It's legal, bro.
Okay, sure. Why not?
He said,
Knights
I got the pass.
Shun, don't do this. Shun, don't do
but
the
was
no.
it? Duo. Oh, Scout got the ulti. He's looking for the damage. Beichuan is now the focus. Shun trying to get him on the side. Concussive blows, connects. They get the Winter's Bite. They get the damage, but On's going to have forced to flash. The twofold hex, not enough.
That is multiple members of BLG in low HP. Move down towards the bottom side of the map. Sivir's going to catch another wave. Now, what can we get here from BLG? It's going to be a teleport immediately here from On. This is going to dissuade. Bin also has the Dominus, so BLG, for now, can screen their opponents away from this objective.
Done a really good job of using this map state here as well. They will not take that Scuttle Crab just yet, but Beichuan will go around the corner. Oh, he didn't get the last card.
Nope, it doesn't matter.
He will go around the corner, take down this Scuttle Crab, deny yet another mark from Shun, who has yet to get a single one already. And you see a little bit of a look at the team composition, some of the history for these teams. And Bin's Renekton, pretty big croc, I would say, 6-2.
Yep, 8 games so far. And this is really cool for me because just the other day we saw JDG versus BLG. And Xiaoxu actually solo killed Bin on Renekton versus Ornn. This is not the easiest matchup for you to be able to get down, so I think this is awesome already that we've got the start to this match here with the kill for JDG. They did grab at least some of this top side to be able to get some vision, but you have a Sivir, right? Like, Sivir makes it so easy for Joe to walk around the map, and teleport available for him thanks to this spell book. Want to see if JDG can use this now to maybe find some certain picks on the map. It looks like a lot of top side focus here for BLG.
Yeah, they are full bodies up that way. Shun just going to try to farm up. He's trying to get to that level 6 mark as Beichuan has already hit that. He will have the subjugation. I'm sure the only target really he's going to be looking at is Duo or Xiaoxu in the end. It's a little bit of pressure given as now we're going to see Bin get engaged on by Xiaoxu in the bot side, but no dragon priority to speak of. 10 seconds away from the grubs, and Shun will be pathing up that way, so I'm ready for fisticuffs. We've got TPs available, at least almost for Bin. Xiaoxu going to have his, and maybe even a 5-on-5 fight brewing.
We've got grubs. Xiaoxu should be looking for teleport. Bin does not have access to this. This will be a 4v5 in favor of JDG if they decide to take it. And now they're just corralled. Yeah. Look at On right now. On cannot move out of this brush. There is a Braum sitting in front of him. Aurora stopping him from getting... This is going to be JDG getting 3 grubs with a team that has Aurora and Jax.
Oh, man. And the TP is just now coming up. It was way too late. Thought it was going to come on cooldown a little bit faster than that, but that is incredible to see from JDG with the way they've rotated around the map and some of the lacking of teeth so far in this series for BLG.
Well, we saw was maybe, we're getting substitutions. We thought Shun versus Beichuan and Shadow might go the favor of JDG. We might just call it a pro diff. I don't know what else to say.
It might just be a pro diff. And if you want to be a little bit of a diff in pros, at least go to prodiff.gg. You can catch out some one-on-one coaching, give them some VODs of yours. They'll walk you through it, talk to you about what they would do in those situations, what you can do better. And on top of that, if you do go get coaching, you can use LPL 10 to get 10% off. So go to prodiff.gg. You'll see the QR code as well as the links in the chat.
Least forced ad read in the middle of the game possible. I gotta make sure production and Lennon are staying on their toes here. We're getting teleport. Uh-oh.
Peyz wants the damage here. He uses the spell shield beautifully, baits On in, and On is just going to die. That's a mark to Shun from his old support, and he's going to say thank you for that.
And he gets a second. He got a mark off of On. He gets a mark off this scuttle. Lennon, you got to start getting happy for Shun, dude. Bro. I know dude. This is your boy. This is your boy, so we got to get all the glazing in now before whatever happens, before the end of the series. Who knows?
Nah, I was so sad to see BLG drop him, and I think it's so poetic to see him perform against not only one, but potentially 2 of their junglers coming through here after that era ended. And I think it's so important to show off the fact that, like, he does have this stable of champions that he feels really strong on and can find performances on, but a lot of times he doesn't get them. And Xiaoxu going to end up leap striking his way away, going to dodge away from the gank from BLG, but he's already got his Kraken Slayer. He's on a signature pick for him. It was this and his Nidalee that were running rampant when he was at his prime. And now he's got to perform. It is a marksman. It's something you have to execute on. And we're talking about execution. Peyz, he's about to be executed out of this fight. He's trying to get away. The chomp wasn't enough. And Peyz is going to flash away from On Dredgeline.
They win this.
The most beautifully timed flash I've ever seen. And JDG just turned it completely on its head. BLG, where have you gone? Where have you been? And I don't even think Cotton Eye Joe could save them. BLG is getting ran down in this game number 2. Shun's going to pop his Lamb's Respite and force Elk's flash.
Oh my, this game's chalked, guys. 2,000 gold lead, 11 minutes in. I want to see, does Xiaoxu finish a Trinity Force? No, but he gets damn near close to it. A Dragon as well. Lennon, JDG are playing strong early games. BLG look completely lost around the map right now. I don't know what is going on.
I don't know if they know either. TP coming in, but he's going to be able to burn this down fast enough. He should just get that smite down. He's going to go for the fight potentially after. Going to try to get over the wall here. Doesn't have any exit tools. Has nothing available. And Bin will say a howdy doody back right there as he gets his own kill and gets PLG's first kill of the game 11.5 minutes in.
That is a shutdown. That's a shutdown going over to Bin. Nice enough. Check this replay again. I mean, how impossible is it to fight? What did we talk about from draft? The Sivir is going to have so much access in these fights. Braum makes it impossible for them to look for anything. I know in a picture-in-picture we're seeing On get chased out, but what do you do when you're walking into so many immobile, low-range members of BLG versus Jax? Jax runs these fights with these counter-strikes, and it was all a delay measured. Even the back end of this fight, Shun gets the chase. You have the range with this alongside the ultimate. Thank you, Clear Love. I don't know what got into you guys, but you have been drafting very well so far as we've gotten through all of play-ins and playoffs. So 2 series deep, and JDG look like they're on the mend to fix what has ever happened in the middle of the season.
Dude, momentum is a crazy thing, and it just seems like JDG's using that play-ins to really shine here in the actual playoffs. It is just this round number 1, but imagine being able to handle BLG where a lot of teams weren't able to. I mean, this is a team that went on a massive run this split to find themselves in the position they did at the end. And I know that a lot of that was with Shadow, but they're just trying anything. They're throwing spaghetti at the wall at this point, Alk.
And if we're being the most charitable, maybe a little bit doomer here, this is a series that they can play around with. They can go ahead into this series, do a little bit of scouting, see what is working for them throughout the playoffs, and then whether it is continuing their run in the upper bracket or looking towards the lower bracket, BLG will have time to be able to bounce back. But this is very fun already. We thought this was going to be cut and dry. BLG were going to look incredible throughout the series. We are not getting that so far. It has been JDG. So far, so good, though. 13 minutes. So we've got Dragon in 3. We got a Herald in 1.5 minutes right now. And I think this Sivir is pulling massive, heavy duty here in this game for the team.
Yeah, already on that Essence Reaver as well. Already going to have the plated steel caps, too. Now JDG, they want to take down Knight. They're going to surround him. They're going to bait him out a little bit. Xiaoxu's going to play with the wave a little bit. He's going to go in for the counter-strike. They're going to come around the corner now, maybe. They're going to hold their tongue. They're going to wait off as the Realm Warp coming in. He's not going to get out. All right, the Glacial Fisher came in a little bit late, Joel. But they will take the turret. They have the Demolish proc, and they will take these plates.
3 grubs demolished like you were mentioning. That's a full turret going over. That's going to be feats of strength. 2 games in a row, by the way,
insane.
of JDG getting feats of strength. Not a team that has been shy of being able to grab this. Actually, they have a much higher percentage of feats of strength completion versus BLG, over 10% better than their team, and they're the 2nd best team in the league. But you look at the pieces of this comp here, Mazel. Sivir just completely neutralizes any ability for BLG to fight. Aurora is incredibly slippery on a sideline. What do we talk about for Scout? He's a player who, so far this season, has really found his niche by messing off and kind of going on his own wilderness exploration of a side lane. I'm going to go take some camps, go take some waves. Maybe I hit a turret a couple times.
The training arc, right? He goes to the wilds and comes back. He's got bolt gear muscles. He's got weaponry. You know, it's fine. But is it going to be fine? I guess is the biggest question. The fact of the matter is we've got this top lane duo of Xiaoxu and Xun who are just off to the races at this point and feeling so omega strong. And they're leading that bridge building to Peyz, getting this Sivir off the ground and getting Scout to a place of promise as well. And it's also just a little shout out to Peyz, something that BLG took away from him in that game number 1. They double banned those ADs in the Yunara and the Sivir, and he's willing to take that in game number 2 as soon as it's open and pay it off so far.
This has to be where BLG can start to mount something. It's only at 2,000 gold, and I know we're getting very excited here for JDG, but BLG still have a lot of tools to be able to play with. All of their ultimates available. Oh, no.
Do they? They do. As they get
do.
to make
they
it
do.
rain
Teleport
right back.
now
There's
here
the pillar. Dwo. He's going to pop the Unbreakable here. TP coming in on, going to lockdown Dwo, and Elk picks up the kill. TP very late from Scout as he's going to come in. Does have enough damage to separate the rest of them. Knight going to step up. Gets him locked down, but BLG going to start up the Rift Herald.
Okay, Xun, does he get in? No. Xiaoxu's going to be moved away from this fight as well, going back to the lanes. BLG finds some solace here in this game. It's a kill onto Dwo, and they grab themselves the Herald. So not every single objective is going to go the way of JDG, but at least we get some signs of life from them. But how are we going to use this? Realm Warp's going to be up in a few moments here for Knight, so I want to see if they're going to be willing to make some cross-map plays, get active on the map, and maybe use this Herald in some spicy manners.
And we do have to mention this is what BLG drafted for. Not to be behind, but to be in arm's reach of JDG, because they do have some serious scaling options on their side of things, and especially those team fights later on going to be really thick for them. So we'll see if they can kind of continue playing to that. They can't get trounced early like they did last game. And so far, so good in that regard, as they're going to be taking a little bit of that standing gold on top side as they do trade the Dragon. That'll be 2nd Dragon going over to JDG.
So BLG recognized that they were in a gold deficit right now, so they're going to try and ham-fist some of these turrets and overload, but you're not the team with grubs. If you're the team that has 3 grubs, you can do this. They're going to summon the Herald instead to try to get away. Scout has no teleport.
Up top. Oh, they get the turret. I think JDG overstayed, as they're going to get completely trounced under the turret and without the turret. As that will be Xiaoxu dying. He didn't even flash. Realm Warp's going to come in from Knight and Bin as Peyz one going around the corner now. They're in some trouble. They're caught in the hard place here as the bullet time coming right back. Blocked by the Unbreakable, and Elk standing tall, but now about to stand down as it's Sun trying to step forward. Lamb's Respite is going to buy time. Oh my God, we got a 4-man jump castle here. Who's going down? It's craziness across, but look at Scout, the man that's been standing tall for JDG. He's still alive. That's a double kill going tonight, and Scout trying to chase down Elk. I think he might be able to catch him here, but the strut is too fast, and it is a bloodbath.
That could have gone so much worse there for JDG, but Peyz unassailed in that fight. The damage that we're seeing from JDG is unmatched, and BLG, this starts off with them trying to overforce for gold. They got 2 turrets in that play, and I think that is as good as it was going to get. I mean, I love this Herald from Peyz one. I think it's really funny. Ultimately, it doesn't end up getting all that much after this, but now you're fighting into a choke here, Lennon. You're going to be playing into a Sivir, into Aurora. Very dangerous games to be playing. I think play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, what's going on here from BLG?
Yeah, and I know it's a little thing as an ADC main. Imagine if Elk had bullet time. Just imagine. like it would be actually insane how much of a payout that would be, and maybe that's something they look for later on. But the fact that JDG are able to weave around that fight, get so much success out of it as well. They do end up, you know, not getting much of a lead out of it, but it feels like you're starting to see the way that the pieces kind of come together. And I will say Shun is now on 5 marks, so he's getting a little bit further. He does have that first evolution there, but we are getting to second items completed for multiple members, and I want to ask who that favors at this point in the game. Oh,
it favors JDG. I'm going to continue to keep rocking it. You have double items, Sivir, and Peyz still has Flash. We're walking into Otacon in a minute, and there's going to be summoner spells missing from BLG. I like this movement from JDG. You use the Sivir to take control of mid. Xiaoxu's going to hold this wave.
Oh. Well,
Scout.
They might not have Scout anymore as Knight gets him down. They're going to try to get something back. Peyz goes over the wall. Blaststone Trader and JDG. They just get completely taken down. Okay. One pick turns into an avalanche for BLG as 3 members of JDG fall.
Let me just grab a pen tool real quick.
I'm fine with this. I accept. Yep.
Oh, wait, no. I gotta move the cursor here. This one. Peyz, you're not. You're.
He got traded. He got traded. Like that man got blast coned over the wall.
Okay, so Scout getting caught. 2025, baby. It just happens. What happens here? Who are we blaming?
Shun, no. Shun,
you!
No.
All right. Shun?
Well, I'm going to close my eyes for the rest of the game, and then you can just tell me what's happening.
I don't think you want me to play-by-play this. Let's just.
I'll
do my job.
Alk, I can't open my eyes.
Look, I told you we had to get all of our JDG glaze in now because they were eventually going to do something that hurts us. Otacon's going to be started up here for JDG, and there are still summoner spells missing, but now Aurora and this Sivir, no Flash available.
You got to see the ultis line up here. The biggest thing is bullet time is down for Elk. It's about half health on the Atacon. Xiaoxu is on the side. They're just now going to TP, and the rest, they know that it's about 5,000 health. BLG, they're going to try to collapse on Xiaoxu. The Atacon is pulled off of. Shun's going to walk away, but they're going to try to get the catch, and they got on. Now Ben is trying to walk back. Xiaoxu goes for the flash play on Elk, and Elk gets down. That lantern, it's a real weapon, and he's showing BLG the end of it and the end of their lives. As JDG take them down 4-0. Into the Atacon goes JDG.
Oh, okay. Lennon, this game has been a little weird. I can't wait to look at the gold grad after this, but this is certified JDG starting up 2-0. 2 dragons. Dragon spawns in 30. They might just give up this one, but the Otacon by itself is an insane buff to grab. Take a look back at this fight. I mean, what does this BLG composition do versus Jax? They slow down the fight, which is the prescription that we gave for them from draft. And you're just watching the rest of this team comp get taken apart at the seams. BLG, they look lost, they look confused. Doesn't matter which jungler they're going to sub in, they're going to lose either way right now.
And I just feel so bad. I mean, Elk has not been set up for success here, even on this misfortune. His pieces are falling apart around him. And you do still have a 4-0 Knight, but if you fight without your carry, what are you expected to do? As now they get it turned on them. Xiaoxu wants that leap strike, counter strike combo, but not going to go for it. BLG do come out in force in the mid lane, trying to stop this dragon take from JDG and halt their momentum.
Oh, Xiaoxu's gonna have ult soon, and on is half HP. We're losing
they're
this dragon.
so scared. They are so scared to step up. Where is that bullet time going? It hits only Dwo, as now Peyz sidestepping onto Bin, and BLG, they've lost their damn minds, and they're losing their damn heads too. JDG's gonna catch out Alk as well, and they're gonna just run down this poor misfortune. Doesn't matter if Knight is still unkilled. His entire team is crumbling around him, and now he is not even safe. As Scout steps up into this mid lane matchup, tries to take him down, can't do so, but the damage is done.
That's how we're using Realm Warp? FF, guys. Just get me to the third game already. Like, this is a very amazing game to see coming in from JDG. It's only 2,000 gold, but man, what happened to the BLG in this break between the end of the regular season? They lose the end of the season. Remember, 0-2 in one of the most spectacular fashions to IG. Most entertaining games, most entertaining team of the entire league. And this fight just looks easy. Remember that we got back, we're now doing this like dance. On has half HP. And we were like, okay, maybe this is just what happens when On is no longer primary engaged. But now he is here as the Nautilus, and Elk's not even performing. I don't know what else to say here, Lennon. I feel
that
like
spell shield, that spell shield.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was beautiful.
I don't know what else we can do here for BLG from a commentary desk perspective to talk about the dysfunctional nature of this squad for 2025. Past years, you were allowed to get away with this because you had Bin and Knight, who are the best players in the league and potentially in the world in their roles. That has not necessarily come to roost here in 2025. And they might just start off the playoffs down 0-2 to JDG, a team that has struggled all year long.
All you got to do is show up when it matters most. And a lot of these guys know how to make deep runs in the LPL playoffs. And it's just that feeling. It's that race for the Silver Dragon Cup. It's finally here, and it's fueling JDG to become great once again, because they've lost a lot of the respect of the league, but they're gaining it by completely dousing the fire of BLG. As Scout now trying to get out, does flash away. He's alive. Now a double kill comes through as well for Peyz, who has really stepped up to the plate in this game. And soon gonna chase down Beituan. Again, I said it. Bring one, bring all. Bring every jungler you could possibly bring. You could even get JJ in here. Let's get 2 junglers against Shun as he just steps up. Beituan's gonna stop him from jumping over, but that's the inhib going down in mid lane.
That's Baron too. JDG, man. What happened? Did beating up on XQW make you guys the GOATs? Like, I don't know. The drafting from BLG has been questionable all season long. JDG, they're going to move away from the Baron and instead take this bottom side. Lennon, I think they don't even care about the big purple worm. We have that dragon spawning in 2 minutes. Let's wait. Let's give ourselves a little bit more time. If you get level 15 and a half, finish 3 items. They lost some of their summoner spells. I think this is the only way BLG can fight.
Shun just hit 8 marks now. He's going to walk up this way as well. We have second item completed for Majority. We also have third item for Peyz. That's the big kicker here is BLG. They're scared again. They are trembling in their boots. They started the Baron, but they don't have the wherewithal to finish it off. Now they're going to try to bait JDG into finishing it. Xiaoxu's waiting with the hammer on the side, as that's going to be some ricochet damage coming through onto the pit. Now Elk almost goes down, but On does. And he's a little bit off. Now the Realm Warp will save BLG, but the Baron goes to JDG.
Oh my god. And the Baron, look at the Baron timer. Okay, this is the fun part where we get to, are we going to go into replay? Are we going to go to replay? LPL? No? All right. All right, Lennon, what does this timer say up here? Top left.
2 minutes and 45 seconds.
What does this say right here?
1 minute and 1 second.
All right, and now let's piece it all together.
There's a soul in a minute. Oh my God, Alk, I wouldn't have never made it there.
I know.
Thank you, thank you.
I had to make sure everybody at home also got the point here. That Baron timer runs perfectly over into this dragon. You get to push mid and bottom lane wave. This is incredibly good stuff, and some of the things we actually saw from JDG at the end of Split 2 when they were a top 4 team in the league.
And I think we might need to go back to that Candyland graphic and do shoots and ladders for BLG. And honestly, this is Candyland for JDG all along. They're eating everything. They got the lollipops in their mouth. They're just hanging out as they get the redemption heal. Knight is just standing still. He finally just goes down. That's the first death for the golden left hand. And Shun is stunting all over his old team. He says, how dare you replace me? As a triple kill comes through for Shun. And that's JDG off to a 2-0 rout of BLG.
Oh, it just feels good. Honestly, the way that they're playing, JDG, they don't care about the nameplates. They don't care that they're even losing to some of these lanes. They had good drafts. They have had good setup. And now we're on match point. It is 12:30. We started the broadcast 2 hours ago, and we're already here.
Oh, my God. I was saying, there's no way.
Predictions. Just bring them up. Just bring it up.
Bring them up. Oh my God,
boys.
Trina,
give me this mouse.
Can I pull a Raz? I know we all love Raz here. Can I pull a Raz and flip flop? I got flip flops in the living room.
No. Okay. So you know, very popular member of the community, Aries, did ask in chat how much it would take to donate to our coffee for me to swap my prediction. As you may know, if you go to coffee, you can get, you know, it's the best way to support us on the show. My vote can be bought. This is not, you know, an official election.
Mine's already gone.
I'm technically, we're both from the U.S., so we know about rigging elections. So I think if it's possible,
draw an arrow from me all the way over to the 3-0.
All right,
because that's where I'm at.
Let's do that. Let's do this now. Okay, so
that's where I'm at now.
I'm gonna use not the white. Okay,
BLG
I'm giving back my
cooked.
mouse. I'm being told no. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah, that's me. There you go. There you go. That's me.
Oh.
A lion.
We're drawing a
I
lion?
love lions.
Okay. All right.
That's the cutest lion I ever seen. It looks like a dog, actually.
That is the saddest lion. Jesus Christ, what is going?
But that's me now because I think it's a 3-0. I don't know what is going on with BLG, but they are looking tough. Neither jungler has been able to figure it out. Honestly, as BLG, like, what the hell do you do? Like, what do you say? Like, do you switch back? Do you go, like, are you just like, okay, even though that happened, we're going to keep going with you? I think it's such a weird place for them to be. And it's something, I'll just say it, they put on themselves by putting themselves in this situation with a 6-man roster.
It feels like the cracks are starting to show for this team. Like, this has been a roster that has stuck around, you know, 4/5 of this lineup for the last 2 years. They were obviously trying to make a lot of great strides. They come in strong into 2023 or 2024. We're like, okay, this looks good. Knight's in a great position. Bin's in a great position. Elk and On seem like they're performing. Obviously, Shun and Wei eventually kind of bounce back and forth, but bring them all the way to grand finals. What was the problem with this team? They couldn't play the map. Their objective setups were a little bit questionable, but you got to get away with that when you have the best players in the league. That is no longer the case. Knight might be our best mid laner in the league. Bin could be a top 3 top laner in the league, but the way that they're playing and the way that the team play is happening, they're not a top team right now.
Yeah, and that's the craziest portion. I don't know if we already missed it, but I know Alk was wanting to see the gold graph if at all possible.
Not yet. It's coming up soon.
Okay, not yet. It's coming up soon. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Because I actually think it's going to be so funny to look at the post-game stats of this one.
Oh, yeah.
As it's just crazy that we find ourselves here. And one thing I'll just say, I think there's been some crazy. I know we haven't gotten to LCK like full playoffs just yet, but like every region has had some crazy games to start off their playoffs. So, you know, maybe this is the crazy run that JDG need, but we can also emphasis on the fact that they did win their play-in series 3-0. They are coming off of a little bit, you know, sooner gameplay, but as well as a lot of momentum off that, and they have looked like they haven't skipped a beat.
JDG looked good. I'm glad that the drafting seems like it's gotten a little bit more sound.
Good job, Clearlove.
Maybe that is an issue going into their opponents, as BLG have, again, one of their problems. I think that the coaching staff hasn't been as resilient. Here's our post-game. Okay, so I thought this was going to be a little bit more back and forth. This just looks like it just fell off an entire cliff. This might actually just be a beachside property.
I think... I was gonna say either that or that's the door that from the Titanic that the two were like swimming on. It's just that little bit.
Oh wow.
Jack and I don't remember their names.
Well,
Jack and something. You never watched Titanic? Okay, well maybe that's another conversation. But honestly, the fact that I don't know their names maybe puts a little bit more emphasis on me.
Okay, Lennon, here we go. On the spot. On the spot. You want to talk about Titanic? Yeah. Is BLG a sinking ship? Call it now.
There's some crack. That iceberg, it hit, and there's some
That's
crack
not an
forming
answer.
on the
Are
side,
they
all right?
sinking, yes or no?
They're sinking the lower bracket, that's for sure. They're
Let's
about to
go.
lose this series.
Let's go.
It's looking tough. I think, like, I don't want to discount them because there is an alternate reality where this becomes a reverse sweep and BLG act like nothing happened. But from what we've seen, the results that we've had, it is JDG who are just the better team holistically so far tonight.
I think Peyz has been outperforming their counterpart, and we were looking at this as long as BLG win this series, and depending on the fashion, we can maybe start to get excited for JDG. Well, if they win this 3-0, I think we can emphatically maybe start to think about whether or not this team can actually make a run. I still have large doubts as to whether or not this team is going to win the entire thing. You're going against top esports, who they've shown they haven't been able to beat. You're going against IG, who are 100% going to out-macro this team. So, BLG, this could be like our two MSI representatives in total, potentially being very disappointing going into Split 3. I mean, obviously BLG started off undefeated, but end 22-14 in game score. AL are 4th seed, but not too far behind BLG.
Yeah. All I'm going to say, and we're going to get to the conversation here soon. Hopefully we don't have to wait as long for the MVP. Give it to my boy soon, man. Come on. The narrative. The back. I know Peyz looked good. I know. He looked so good. That's awesome. But Shun just twerked on his whole enemy team and got away with it. I mean, that man was working. I love that I got you with that one. Like, he literally just drafted Kindred, an old classic for him that he only had played once before this one, and was a win, by the way. So he's at 100% win rate so far this split. But he did it in that way. Like, he didn't get early marks. He got his marks pretty late, but he still found ways to be so incredibly impactful. And then here, just working on him, man. Working on him.
I really wish. I don't need that mental image. It's enough that I have to see 1010's tweet on my timeline half the time, okay? Love you, by the way. But he did it in style, and it's really important here for JDG to keep up this momentum. BLG are a team that are always going to be looking to snap back. We started that Baron. We look to try to fight around the Otacon. Was the execution great? No, but BLG want to look to push. It seems like they're just lost. We're not getting much map movement here from Knight. I think that On in particular has taken a lot of free damage, and I think Elk is just having a really bad day.
He's having
the
a bad
quirky
one.
game, the MF, a player that we usually laud for his consistency amongst a roster that can have some turbulency. Show me that Shun MVP, man. Just give it to me, bro.
Yeah. I do wonder, though, if we're asking real questions, who gets subbed in? Who's it? Who's the jungler?
I don't think it matters who gets subbed in. I think Big Way needs to be subbed out.
No!
Huh? Huh? Nah.
I'm molding.
Nah.
I'm molding. Whoa.
Nope.
No.
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 No. Get out.
Go
Get
home.
out of here, bro.
Get out of here. You're not in that same conference. God.
Just send us to break.
All right.
Just get
I'm
out of
upset
here,
as
man.
spaghetti. Well, we'll see if BLG can bounce back. See what jungler starts for them in game number 3 after this short little break.